fresh out the cage. I'm still the same nigga from minimum wage. They tryna A be the body, he fresh out the cage. I'm still the same nigga from minimum wage. They tryna A be the body, he fresh out the cage. I'm still the same nigga from minimum wage. They tryna
Peace, higher power to infinity and beyond. My name is Chief Sebi Indigenous. I am the current conductor of this incredible machine, which is the avatar of Alan. Alan being our birth name, first name Alan by mother, then name oppositional defiant by the public school system, the very institution which was in place to protect, nurture, and cultivate the great young minds of this day and era. Instead of being a part and parcel of uplifting a young child who was just a brilliant example of raw, boundless wisdom and innocence, they instead instilled in him, instilled in me, us, we, an innate feeling of distaste, acrimonious in its taste, never realizing that one incident, one situation, one event could be so impactful in such a young anomaly of a child mind, a child's life. The child only in the first grade, in a predominantly Caucasian elementary school, a young individual, brilliant mind, who was encapsulated in beautiful copper-colored skin that shined in the sun, rich chocolate couldn't even compare. That child being targeted by a so-called teacher, a so-called pillar of our community, someone in place to make a change in and cultivate in young minds. A teacher should be someone who challenges the young mind, a person who will not get frustrated at a child's unique perspective, its unique questioning abilities that could possibly teach even the teacher a life lesson, a lesson in respect, a lesson in honor, a lesson in duty, a lesson in worth. See, that child was called black. That child was not the regular black kid that the Caucasians, who were only descendants of the European colonizers, who stole that very child's heritage, his culture, his language, his freedom, his God-given right to be a young man at this age, a hunter, a warrior, someone who was ready to become a man. This child is, was, and always would be an American Indian, a son of a chief named Old Man, a child of a beautiful union of two family lines rich in their genealogy, two perfect strains of DNA brought together in one, Diana and James, Ornwine and Calhoun, two tribes, two worths, two lives, two legacies of lineages forged together in solidarity and solid unity. So much in one child. No. This child called black was not just any child. No, by the age of 2 already reading, writing, walking, running, singing, dancing, living, breathing, teaching. This child, inspired by endless nights of oral stories and wisdom traditions passed on right there at his mother's feet. Paradise by his mother, passed on from his mother, passed on from her mother, passed on from her mother, and so on and so forth to infinity and beyond. This was a child not just nurtured with the breast, but with the word, true and living. See, before this child was born, this child was already called prophet by an angel manifested in human flesh while still in his mother's womb, told that this child would be great. This child would leave a legacy, make a change in the world. Who would have thought that one simple disagreement between a teacher and a student could be the catalyst, the turning point of a young, new era revolutionary in the embodiment of a Heyoka empath? Who knew that right there in that classroom that a test of wills between a child and a teacher would take place that would initiate a young soul, a young mind into the world of conscious awakening, into the world of oppression and deception? Throw this young phenom into a category of anti whatever construct they choose to place upon our people. Any and every social and political construct known to man was being challenged and divided by a young man, a young child, young so-called black child at that. Now, I know it seems this child did some great feat, some great deeds, some internationally known world peace initiative, right? Wrong. This child did something much simpler, something much less sinister than disagreeing on grape jam or strawberry preserves, that is, at breakfast time. All this child all this child did was say, I am not black, I am human, I am not a crayon. My mother did not call me black, God did not call me black, the Bible did not call me back. Oh no, but this teacher, this privileged female European descendant of conquerors, expecting a young nigger to back down from the gaze of master. But oh no, not this child, not Diana's son, with his sense of pride and shiny spectacles. This widow's son, forced to travel and traverse foreign lands and foreign concepts with no map, no key, no guide. But the ancestors who were strong in this young man. See, prodigies are no longer praised in this new world order. No, they are targeted and sought after to analyze and torture and dissect. The world is ran by narcissists and their progeny. Even way back then, that child knew that this was a test of wills, and that even though he knew the right thing was to do, was to submit, he knew the right thing was to stand firm in what he believed in. To rely on his eyes instead of a misconceived notion that his eyes were lying. After all, he was wearing the glasses his mother had bought him. The glasses he was embarrassed to wear until his mother inspired him with the fantastic story of Malcolm X, also known as El-Hajj Malik Shabazz, and his life and his works and his very own shiny spectacles. See, my mother wasn't a Muslim, but even she knew how to look past beliefs and look past differences to reach a young child struggling with self-image and confidence problems and inspire him with the life of a man. A life of a man she seen right there within her own child, even at that young age. This is a beginning point, you all. Me, Chief Sebi, Indigenous. There is too much secrecy and mystery wrapping and surrounding these so-called master teachers and lecturers and knowledge givers of this present day and age. Where do they come from? Who are they? What is their agenda? What demographic background do these people come from? See, anyone can buy a computer and make slideshows. Anyone can regurgitate facts. But there is a need for clarity. Here in this year of 2020, we are entering a new decade, a spiritual awakening, energetic awakening among our people. We need to know who's behind this voice, the man behind the curtain. See, this reminds me of a story we've all saw or heard of, a story called The Wizard of Oz, a person vaguely known as the Wizard, a fixer, someone who could heal all your pains, who could make everything okay, a wise man of vast and exotic knowledge, a well-respected man of great feat. So much notoriety was given to the great wizard. And a lonely being, Dorothy is who I speak of, was lonely right there in Kansas because she was a free thinker. She was a conscious. She was conscious to the things going on outside of the box. She had snatched up from her land to journey to the land of Nas. A journey she did not choose, who creative fate chose for her. Just her manifestation in and of itself was enough to kill a witch, destroyed upon her landing. She was brought to Oz not to help herself, but to wake up and wake up the people. She had so many questions upon questions. She questioned everything, poor Dorothy. Can't forget Toto, the faithful dog, so familiar to her, or was he her familiar? Meeting the Tin Man, the Lion, the Straw Man, further knowledging herself in currency down that yellow brick road of gold, until finally finding the magnificent castle she was looking for. In the Grand Wizard of Oz, she found the wizard. She had heard so much about the wizard. This wizard could perform modern miracles and grand deeds. Oh, but Dorothy was a country girl. She was not so easily tricked. Her eyes said be amazed, but her mind said be cautious, Dorothy. Or was that her subconscious? See, Dorothy knew that something was fishy. Too much secrecy with this wizard. No information, no background of this wizard. No face, no case, no trace. Oh, no. We all know how that story ended, right? How the wizard was exposed for being an old fool and for being a liar, a thief, a user, a crook. The wizard was a power-hungry narcissist. This was all he was. All I'm hoping is that this series is none other. All I'm hoping is that this series, if none other, will be viewed as an inspiration. Because in this series, I will show and prove my pedigree. I will rip behind. I will be the Toto of this story and rip the curtain from in front of me. I want the world to see the truth in who is Indigenous Realist Hive and who lies behind the information. I will make plain for the world to see what it means to be a young American Indian here in America. My life and its experiences laid to bear, and the wisdom that is to be gleaned there within. I am from America, here in my own land, held in bondage, called slave, called nigger, called criminal, called black, called nothing, called everything but a free thinker, called everything but a child of God. This channel wasn't created just off whim. This channel has divine purpose. I was divinely inspired to start this channel, no matter where it went to once it got started, no matter what my journey was. I knew that this journey and this channel was going to be used to inspire. This channel isn't for fun. No, this channel was created to enlighten and uplift the so-called blacks here in the Americas and abroad, and show them that they do indeed have a real history, a real culture, a real chance to receive reparations, a real chance to be human, to be able to think, to succeed at whatever they desire. I am Chief. I am an empath. I am Heyoka. I am Master Builder. I am Master Storyteller, Sebi Indigenous, who will, within the confines of YouTube and social media, tell a story that has never been told, a story still being lived, a story from us, by us, for us. I've struggled with drug addiction. I've been targeted. I've been beat. I've been lied on. I've been cheated on. I've been oppressed. I've been spit on. I've been shunned. I've been homeless. I've made mistakes. I've made bad choices. I'm not perfect, but I'm a perfect example of what it means to overcome, what it means to be an empath, what it means to awaken as Hoyoka, what it means to be a prophet in modern times. Join me on this journey. Come learn from someone who actually has a duty to defy oppression. Someone who has no need of money, no need of wealth, who sincerely can be a catalyst to a brighter future, a consciousness awakened within your very self and others. This is the Indigenous Hive. I am Chief Sebi Indigenous. My tribe is mud. I am a fearless leader. I will not stop. I will not forsake you. I am you. They will have to kill me, you all. This is just the introduction. I will be weaving the story of my manifestations all in one format for all to learn. Experiences give us wisdom, and the wise can glean experience from another's experiences. That's deep. Please make sure your notification bell is on all so you won't miss any of our content and so you can hear these tales first. I am not the first. I am not the last, but I am the realist. Peace. Halito. Everyone, stay tuned. Chief Sebi Indigenous, the noble. And I'm out. Higher, higher, higher. Power to infinity and beyond.
Be the body, he fresh out the cage. I'm still the same nigga from minimum wage. They tryna be the body, he fresh out the cage. I'm still the same nigga from minimum wage. They tryna be the body, he fresh out the cage. I'm still the same nigga from minimum wage. They tryna